this is the response of the Motu M2. Notice that it's not perfectly flat, right? So this is the mic input on it. So just keep that in mind. Ideally, this would be perfect, right? If I had a more expensive device, maybe it'd be.
What is that? Is it just? It's just kind of
like a little bit rolled off right here.
From where? 50? Is that 50? I can't see.
Yeah, there's a roll off on the mic input or the line input. Anyway, so just ignore that for a second. But let me scroll down here and let me show you. So if I go, so this is at reference, it's perfectly flat, right? If I turn it down 10 dB, so, minus 10 dB, what it does is it takes that flat-ish signal, and then now look it starts to increase the bass, right?
Wait. What did you do?
Dynamic EQ. So with dynamic EQ on, once you go from reference 0 and you turn it down 10, it raises the bass level. So this is ignoring.
You turn it down.
Because actually what happens is the volume will turn down, but then the response will change.
Will change to go up. So you kind of still have that same level of bass-ish with the lower.
What they say is like, you have a hard time hearing low frequencies when you turn it down. So what they do is they compensate by turning it up. But look at how early it starts around 400 hertz.
400.
They also do this little thing.
A little top shelf there. What, an 8K? 80, 85?
Yeah. And then if you turn it down 20 dB, minus 20, now it goes even higher.
Oh, look at that.
Almost like 9 dB up. Here. Treble is up, and this treble hinges around 8 kilohertz. Right. So this is also, if you could do, anybody can do this, right? If you own the device, you can just look and see what it's doing, right? So I'm not revealing any secrets here. It's just
no. I've never seen it like this before. People always just say, see, here we are again. What did I say last week? Which is 2024. We're getting into 2025. There's a way to measure everything. People always say like, oh, well, hey, this is what dynamic EQ does. Really? Well, this is what it does. This is exactly what it does.
Yeah.
When you turn the volume down, it changes the output by adding more bass and from 400 onward, and then adding more treble from 8K upward.
Now let's see what happens when you turn it down to minus 30 dB.
Oh,
look at
that. Look at dynamic EQ.
Yep.
That's every time you're calibrating something, make sure that dynamic EQ is off.
Thank you.
Make sure that dynamic EQ.
You gotta,
Hi, Remy.
We got a coffee delivery here.
Coffee delivery girl.
So that's minus 30. Let's see what happens. Minus 40. Does it stop?
Oh, man, you kept doing it.
I'm like, when is it going to stop? I think minus 50. Minus 50 is up, right? Okay. It gives up. It's like, all right, you're at max. But minus 40, we are up. That is almost, what is that, 18, 19 dB up on the low frequencies.
Wow.
And the crazy thing is, look at how high it's starting to hinge. It's
starting to go higher.
Hertz. That's a high point. So I don't know where they got this data. I don't think that this looks exactly like the equal loudness contour curve or the Fletcher-Munson curve. Bye. See ya. Close the door, please. Yeah. Like if I look at the Fletcher-Munson equal loudness contour curve, which I can do right now, I don't think it looks exactly like that. Maybe they came up with their own research. Let's see. Equal loudness contour.
Revive Creative has a better idea. It says pull up the FabFilter Pro Q3. He doesn't have that one though, Revive.
I don't want to spend on that one. That one's a little expensive.
It's a little.
But what about it?
Oh, you can see what's happening in real time. Yeah. You can kind of do that with the EQ in Logic as well. The standard one, right? Because it'll give you an analyzer.
Yeah.
I mean, the Pro Q one. The Pro Q one's a little nicer.
I think what would be interesting is to feed the Marantz or the Denon a signal of a speaker that's like all messed up, right? But it's just a signal. So I'd mess with the EQ and feed it that output. So I'd play pink noise, but the pink noise would be, or whatever sweep it does, right? So I'd run it in through, and then it would go in real time, add some weird filter to it, and then say, okay, this is the response of the speaker. How do you want to fix it? and then see what kind of correction Odyssey does.
Kind of curious. You're gonna test Odyssey?
Why not?
Ooh.
Why not? Yeah. People want to know, right? So who's gonna spend the time to do it? I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one who I'm that interested. I want to know.
Want to know?
Mm-hmm.
What's going on here in the chat here? In addition to these equalization changes, dynamic EQ also does coarse global gain increase to the surrounds and rear heights. Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna do the test for that one. So I tried to do it, and it didn't like so.
So what are you playing? What are you playing out? Is it just pink noise? That's what you're playing.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm turning it down to see how it affects or sweeps too. I do sweeps. Mm. Mm-hmm.
Michael Souls, has anybody noticed that Atmos is broken on the new Disney app on the Fire Stick Max, or is it just me? I saw some rumors about that not working on some sort of Fire something or other. Could have been the stick or could have been the Fire Cube. I'm not 100% sure. Doesn't Disney movies do the 20 dB thing? Ooh, I don't know. What is the 20 dB thing? Do they mute it by 20 dB?
Yeah. Well, maybe their loudness requirements are low. Is that what you're talking about? We talked about that. Why that is probably the case in our timing tests and the various tests that we do on the spatial toolkit.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. That's right. It could just be like a headroom kind of thing. They're probably just compensating for the fact that you've got possibly 16 speakers, and if you play the exact same thing out of every speaker, it's going to get loud. So gotta make sure they can keep it low. What's Dugan saying here? I had a similar idea to make VU meters using the RCA outs on my 6700. One per channel to see how much info is being sent to each channel.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a cool idea.
You could do that.
Marv's hilarious. Basically, dynamic EQ makes any speakers like a Yamo. Oh gosh, you guys are hilarious.
Oh, please test the cinema filter. I did that, Marv. I got you, Marv. You want to see the cinema filter?
Oh, cinema filter. What is the cinema
filter? Where are you, cinema filter? Oh, I did the audio restorer too to see what that does. If anybody clicks on that thing. While I'm on here, though, hold on. Anything else that I need to show? You keep talking. I'm gonna find the.
Okay, I'm gonna keep talking. All right, find it.
Remove. I'll bring up that thing for you, Marv.
It's interesting that it's doing additive EQ instead of subtractive EQ. That means the internal engine is running at 32 or 64-bit summing inside the AVR. I wouldn't know. I think that's out of my. It's above my pay grade to know. Oh, otherwise it would digitally clip. Oh, I see.
Okay, I'll bring it up in a second. But here's what that audio restorer does. So, where is it? Audio restore. So low bumps it up a little bit in high frequencies. Medium bumps it up a little more, and high a little more, and starts around, let's say, 5 kilohertz.
Mm-hmm.
And the bump up is about what? Maybe 3 dB for the first one, and another 2 for the next 2. Something like that. Let me bring up that other one though. You're asking about the cinema. That's a different file altogether. 1 second. Keep talking. Keep answering questions.
All right. Here we go. Let's see. Chana, do you think you'll ever get to the point where you have enough Atmos mixes to DJ a whole set in 9.2? Oh man. Yes, that would be kind of wild. So I talked to one of the guys at Dolby, and so the conversation started off with the nightclubs. There was like 5 nightclubs that had Dolby Atmos, and this is kind of before their before the Sphere, before the Dolby Atmos theater place in Vegas. So now they don't really do that anymore, but they do have Dolby Live over there in Vegas. And so they had like Imagine Dragons come, and they they mix it all live. So there's somebody actually mixing the track live. So the only real way to like, what I could do is I could take all the tracks that I've made and put it all into one file and just beat match and bring in elements from one song to kind of like a DJ would DJ. But it would all have to be in the software pre-made, and then I bounce out a track, and then you guys listen to it. That would be like the only way to do it that I think, at least right now. Otherwise, somebody would have to be like mixing it live, which is not. And then I'd be DJing it, and then somebody would be over here panning things around. That's how it would have to be done. Yeah,
that'll be my job. Move stuff around, bro. Okay, I found it, Marv. Okay. So he said, test the cinema EQ. Okay, so here it is. Share screen. So assuming you have this flat-ish line here going in, the moment you turn on that cinema EQ, it does that.
Oh.
So it starts to roll off. Let's say the hinge is around 1 kilohertz. And it goes all the way down to, if we're, say 103. What is that? Maybe about like 3 dB down. Looks worse than it is, actually. Hold on.
Yeah.
104. Oh, no. Actually, maybe 5 dB down. Around here. So that's it. It just rolls off the high frequencies. I don't understand why you'd want that, but I keep telling people, when you have a well-calibrated system like with True Target, here's the sales pitch. You don't really want any of this stuff. It just sounds right. Like the stuff sounds good. I don't know. Yeah. I don't have to play with any of these things and like turn the treble down randomly. Why would I want to do that?
No. Turn the treble down randomly.
Yeah, like let's just knock off 5 dB off.
Yeah, let's just.
It sounds more theatrical
and turn
Why
it
would
down.
That sound more theatrical? Tell me. Like I used to think that like I'd buy this new AVR, I'd try to see this new feature. I'm like, it looks more. I guess it's there for a reason. What? And then you're like, I wonder if I should have done that.
Yeah.
But now I know exactly what it does. Now I can answer that question. Should I have clicked that? Why? Why would I want to click that?
So Revive has I can see why someone would want to turn on that at high SPL to take the edge off and potentially save your tweeters during a scare your friends demo.
I guess.
Yeah. I mean,
I guess
if you like a lot of, maybe if you listen to a lot of like screeching metal at high volumes, you want to just click that on at some point. Do they say exactly what this does in the manual?
Huh? It says it. It says like it lowers the high frequency, but it's interesting to see it. Here's another thing that people.
No, I think this would be a great video series.
I'm too lazy. Here's the video series. You're getting it right now, live.
Oh shit.
Tim, make a video out of this, please. Thank you. Not that I'm lazy. I just have other things to do.
Yeah.
The main reason I did this because people were saying, "Hey, I noticed when we're playing the spatial toolkit, my surround sounded like a louder." And I've done the test here, and I can confirm that when you play our pink noise, out of all the channels, they're identical, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I do psychoacoustic, you can see they overlay perfectly, right?
Wow.
So there's no difference in the pink noise that's coming out of spatial toolkit, but there is a difference in the LFE, which you can see the LFE. If I do this, the LFE is louder by 10 dB because if we output it the same exact, what do you want to call it? Minus
level
20 or whatever it was set at. They compensate for that in the AVR because for various reasons they don't. I'll let Jeremy explain that, but basically it boosts it in your AVR. So you will notice that if you play the LFE, it will be louder. But what we've said before is you're not calibrating to a perfectly flat response, so it doesn't matter anyway.
Right.
It only matters if you're doing a perfectly flat target and you're saying, okay, I want my subs to align perfectly with the rest of it. But that's not what we do. It's better to use something like what we do with True Target, which is, you figure out your target curve and then measure it so that your subs align with your intended target curve. So anyway, here's another thing that a lot of people don't know. Remember, we tell people to turn off the loudness management?
Yeah.
So here's the pink noise coming in. Ignore that it says 105 because it's not, right? Maybe it's not, maybe it is, whatever. Keep in mind, this is an electrical signal, so I'm not hearing anything.
Mm-hmm.
But here's what happens when I click on that loudness management that's on by default. Boom.
No, damn. Dude, so if you guys don't know, I still don't have my mixing studio up and running yet. They're going to put carpet in on Friday. No, put that back up. This is in regards to that.
Okay.
So that loudness management thing, so after I turn it off, so I basically, when I need to test something, I mix it in the headphones. And because you know why? It's all visual. So a lot of these people don't understand, dude. You can mix anything in Atmos just by looking at it. Where's the sound? Oh, it's right there, and I'm making it go here and there. Anyway,
this relates to this pretty well.
So what ends up happening is I have to bounce out the MP4 and then plug it into the Blu-ray player or the Revolution player, and then I listen to it. And now there are times I'm like, man, I can't even put this past -15. Because that loudness management is off. Before I had to get up to 0 to hear anything with these MP4s. But now with the loudness management off, I'm like, damn, dude, even at -20, I'm like, damn, this is loud. Just 10 p.m. I'm like, this LFE's banging right now. So just that is a huge, huge difference. Look at that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. It's on by default. Maybe that's what people are complaining about. They always complain that my MP4s are too quiet. Maybe they need to turn the loudness management off, because at -10, it's seriously
16 dB difference.
16 dB difference. Look at that. All right, everybody. We do the Daily Hi-Fi podcast every Monday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So make sure you join up to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Daily Hi-Fi, and we will see you there for the big show every Monday. Yeah.